Alright then guys, welcome back to another video from Reef Drama. Today we're going to be going through how to replace your DI resin in your canisters. Now whether you've got a single or double, doesn't matter, process is still the same. So let's get straight into that now. Alright then guys, so first things first, what do we need? Well, we're going to need obviously the DI resin canisters. Now this is still attached to the actual bracket that fits on the wall. That's just because currently at the moment in the garage this is not yet fixed to the wall, it's just sat freestanding. So I just thought I'd unhook it, take the RO tubing out of the two ends and just bring the whole thing in. So you're going to need that first. You're also going to need potentially the tool to be able to unwind the canister depending on how tight it is. I've got a tea towel, I've got a tray so that I don't get all the DI resin that probably is going to be a messy job all over the table. Also, you're going to need your new DI resin. Now I bought this 3 litre pack from Finest Filters, so I'm going to be opening that. Now not all of that is going to fit into these two canisters, but it is a resealable bag so that I can seal it up and then I can obviously save it then for later, for when I next need to do it. Maybe a pair of scissors as well, just to open up the packet that's inside. And you may be wondering why I have a candle. Well, don't tell the missus. This is normally our Christmas candle. Well, we've got another one on the table. But basically what I've got this for is we are going to need to pack down the DI resin really well when it's going into here. So maybe this, I'm thinking, is going to be a good idea as it's nice and round and it might very well be the right sort of width. If not, I could maybe find something else that's a bit wider. And this is what I've chosen for now anyway to do that. So I'm going to unwind these now. Let's see if we can just undo these. They're obviously still full of water as well as the resin. So I'm going to have to go off in a moment to be able to take out the water. That wasn't too bad. There we go. Take out the water, tip away the old DI resin, and then wash through the canisters. Once I've done that, I'll then be back with you to put in the new DI resin. And let's see how much of a messy job this is going to be. Previously what I've done in the past is I've just bought these already done and just, pop them on. So this is the first time I bought actual DI resin to replace whatever's in here. So I'm going to go and do that now and I'll be right back. Now we've got to get the DI resin into here. So let's have a little look at opening this up. There we go. Don't know if you can see that, but there it is, all in there. Okay. I probably should have either something to dig it out and tip it in or a little funnel. Now I know I've not got a little funnel and it might stick to the funnel anyway, so let me get a spoon and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, we've got a spoon. So, first things first, one sponge has to go in the very bottom, so we need to push that all the way down. Maybe I need to use the spoon for that. Get that all the way into the bottom. Like so, and before I forget, I'm going to do the other one as well because I know what will happen. I'll fill it all up and then I would have forgotten to put the sponge in. So we'll get that sponge in there. At least we know then that that's ready. So all it is now is a case of just filling this up with your DI resin, which of course can be either this like normal DI resin as such, or you can get the colour changing DI resin, which is particularly good because you can see then when it needs to be replaced, but of course it is a bit more expensive. I can't believe how well this candle fits. This is perfect. Really squash that down and then start putting some more in and just keep doing the same. But this compacting part, this really is key to this process. Otherwise the water will just find the easiest path, obviously, through it, and if it's not compacted down, potentially it's going to like find a way round and through, and you know, create like a channel or a track almost in the actual DI resin. So by doing this, kind of prevents that from happening. I think we are pretty much there. Really squash it down. I told you it was going to be messy, so be prepared for this. Either do it outside on a table, or you know, if you're going to do it inside, make sure you are doing it on something that can contain and catch all these little horrible sticky bits of DI resin. So I think that's good to go. We'll put that sponge on the top, and then this will then sit down like so when it's when this piece is on the top of it. So that will sit there and hold the sponge in place, keep it all nice and compact. Lovely. There we go. Number one is done. We can pop that into the outer cylinder, and then, as I mentioned, I'll do the second one off camera, come back to you. Alright, so all done. As you can see, let's just take the spoon out, and that's about what we've got left inside the bag. You can see that, I would say about that much. So not too bad. I'll probably get another set out, I reckon, of from this bag. Now what I'm going to do is, obviously, as I mentioned before, this is a resealable bag, so I'm going to seal it back up, and then I'm also going to find a container, an airtight container, put it in that as well, so that will hopefully make sure that it lasts a reasonable length of time, especially until I can get sort of round to doing these. Now let me get rid of this mess. Before you put these back onto your housing, what you might want to do is just take a little bit of Vaseline and just run that around on this rubber seal, or this O-ring, whatever you want to call it, that you've got around the top here, and that will just make sure that when you kind of come to take it back off again, it's not going to stick too much on there. So just run that around. Always check, make sure that there's no tears or splits or anything in these kind of like red or orange, whatever colour they might be, these rubber rings, these O-rings, washers, whatever. And then now all it's a case of doing is, again, checking inside this housing, making sure this is nice and clean and there's nothing in there, no bits of debris, nothing that's going to affect anything, which I can't see. And in mine, I've got another white seal that goes all the way around here, another white kind of O-ring. So again, make sure that's in there and there's no tears or splits in that. So let's take the first one, and it's just a case of lining it up, keeping it straight, and then doing this up onto the thread. And then once you've got a reasonably tight seal, just make sure that's in the dead center. Always worries me when I put these back on that that's not in the dead center of that, because if it isn't and you wind it up really tight, that's potentially when you might crack the inner container, canister, whatever. See, that's going on a lot better now. So before, that wasn't quite in the right place. So I'm just going to do that kind of hand tight for now. I'm going to do the same with this one. And then once this is done up, then we'll take it outside, get it connected up, and tweak it up with this, don't forget, so that you don't get any leaks. And then hopefully, once this is up and running, I'll be getting 0 TDS again. So, there we go, all done. As I say, as always, if you've liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. Please think about subscribing as well to the channel. And if you haven't seen any of my saltwater mixing station kind of videos that I've done when I first put one in, and then the upgrades and everything else that I've done to it since, then check it out here. I'll put the first one up as the link, and then you'll be able to watch that and have a little look through at the rest of them. But that's all it is from me anyway. So thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Forgot the sponges at the bottom. Got to do it all again.
Easy come, easy go.